What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So I want to do a really quick video on the Last of Us movie. I want to give you a quick update because Neil Druckmann was recently interviewed by Game Informer and it was published on that site where he was asked about currently his activities, especially regarding that movie. And he said that, you know, when he's at the office he's pretty much only working on Uncharted 4. Then outside of the office he has this kind of like side project thing where he's also writing, of course, the Last of Us movie. And he said two things about the movie that I thought were pretty interesting. The first one is that there are some pretty big changes, but the tone and what the story is trying to say is very faithful to the game. And he already said that there already has been a table read with a bunch of actors, so that means that they've pretty much already chosen, at least it seems like that, they've chosen their cast, or they have an idea about, you know, what the cast is going to be, who are going to play the roles of these, you know, certain characters in the game. And yeah, I mean, that pretty much tells you that the movie is coming along, you know, it's slowly but steadily, of course, getting to a point where it's going to be able to get filmed. And that's actually quite different than the Uncharted movie, where it seems like we're getting updates, you know, every few months or so, but nothing is really actually happening. I mean, we've pretty much been talking about the Uncharted movie for years, and the Last of Us movie only for like a single year, and it's already actually getting along. It seems to be further in the process than the Uncharted movie is. But yeah, that being said, you know, what I just wanted to quickly talk about, I've of course never really been a fan of this The Last of Us movie, simply because I think that I don't necessarily, you know, like to complain about when they're trying to make movies out of games, or when they're trying to make games out of movies. Like, if you do it well, that's fine. The thing is just that where you, for example, compare it to books, say you want to make a film of a book, the thing is that when those books are written, there is not really an actual, like, you don't really have an idea of what those characters look like. Sure, they get described and stuff, but at the same time you can't really imagine that well what a certain character would look like, I feel at least. And when they do a movie, it doesn't necessarily ruin you know, the book or anything like that. At the same time, if you do it with films and games, it's a completely different thing, where Joel and Ellie, you know, they are Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, I feel like that, at least. You know, the voices are a big part of what those characters are, and the way they look is also pretty similar, at least in Ashley Johnson's case. But yeah, I mean, now to see different actors doing this, I just feel a little bit uncomfortable with it. I don't think it's that great of an idea. There were already like a few rumors that Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones is going to do Ellie. I don't really think that's an actor that is very suitable, or actress, sorry, that is really suitable for the role. But yeah, that being said, I mean, it's all, we're all gonna have to wait and see, right, how it exactly pans out. But then the final thing I want to talk about are these big changes. What exactly are they going to do, and why does it have to, like, why in the first place I was surprised that they are actually going to do pretty much the original story in the game, and that they're going to make a movie out of that. Why can't you take something different in the same universe, right? That if you tell a different story with other characters, I think that would have been way more suitable for a movie where people want this stuff for a next game. I would say do that with the movie, and then make the next game a direct sequel to the original Last of Us story. But yeah, I mean, those big changes, what exactly are they going to skip out on? Because you can imagine this movie is only going to be, you know, say 90 minutes or 2 hours or something like that. Certain parts of the game are not going to be in this. Will, you know, Bill make an appearance? How much of a role is Tess going to play? And at the same time, you know, there are certain parts I am sure that are going to be in the movie, like for example the whole David part, Winter, no doubt that is going to be in the movie. That was like the most impressive part in the whole game, I would say, the part that everybody still remembers. Same counts of course for the hospital, which is pretty much the final scene. And yeah, I mean, it's really going to be the question, what exactly are they going to skip out on, what is still going to make it into the movie, and what will not. That is really the question right now. But with that being said, I would of course like to know your thoughts on the Last of Us movie. Are you excited for it? Do you want to see it happen? And then with that being said, I would like to thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.